If you're looking for the thumb button with the crispest trigger, no trigger travel, most convenient to use, and loaded full of features, the OnneX Thumb button is the one you want to look at. Hey, this is Dan with Stan Outdoors. Today we're going to run through the OnneX Thumb button. We're going to start by unboxing this release and show you everything that's in the package. Alright, so you can see after we got out of the package, you have your release, you have your 5/64 Allen wrench that comes with it, your 4-finger attachment, your lanyard capable screw, your 1¼ inch thumb post, and your large thumb barrel. The release comes standard with an 1-inch extension and the small thumb barrel attached. Alright, so now we'll go through some of the parts and features on this release so you guys know what we're talking about when we're going through it here. So you have your string loop hook right there, and then right below that is your string keeper. So this, you were able to hook it on your string loop and it won't come off because the string keeper will keep it on there. On the front of the release, this is your travel adjustment screw here. This one here is your tension lock screw, so this one you never need to touch. Your tension screws on the very front. You've got your barrel adjustment screws, your extension adjustment screws on the top here. Your barrel adjustment screws on the inside. This piece is your trainer lock. And then for you to use a trainer lock, you have to cock the release first. And then you can put that in here. And that will make it where the release, when you fire it, does not let go of the string loop. So you can practice on it without, like once you make a change, you can practice with it, not worry about it going off early. And then on the back side, you have your finger adjustment screw here. And this is where your lanyard capable screw will go in if you want to use it with that. Alright, we're going to go over some of the adjustments on your OnneX Thumb. In the box, you're going to have a 5/64 Allen head. That's going to be able to do all your adjustments on this release. I said on the front is your tension adjustment. So turning it in to the right will make it stiffer. Turning it out to the left will make it looser, so that you can determine how much pressure you want to have the release go off. Right here on the side, this one is your travel adjustment. We've set this from the factory to have basically 0 travel in it, ready to go right out of the box, so you guys don't have to mess with this at all. On the back side here, this is your finger adjustment piece. You can use your Allen here, loosen that, and then you can change the position of your 3rd finger, or if you'd like to use the 4th finger, pull that screw all the way out and throw on your 4th finger attachment. Now, if you'd like to play with your tension and try to really get all the travel taken out of it as you can, where you need to start is to make sure there's actually some pretty good pressure on the trigger. So I'm actually going to take a little bit out of that. You want to have enough where there's good pressure but not where it's super hard to move, and that'll be your starting point for your tension. As you can see, when that was loosened up, the trigger wasn't holding. So what I do is I take about 1/8 of a turn out of the travel here, and then when it gets where it'll hold, take your screw and you're going to turn this really slow until the trigger fires. And I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure I'm right on the very edge of it. Okay, then when you push the trigger, it's going to catch but it won't hold. Then from there, take that, put a 1/2 a turn into it, and then you're locked in, and this has 0 travel to it at all. So after you get this set, what you're going to do is check it, make sure everything's safe on it. You're going to take the trainer lock pin out of the thumb barrel, cock the release, put the trainer lock in, hook it up onto your bow, and you're going to drop back 5 to 10 times just to make sure everything's good on it. Then once you get done with that, you can take your trainer lock button back out and go and have fun shooting. Now, one thing you may run into is if your release is fired and you try to take your trainer lock out, it will not want to come out of there. So always have to make sure it's cocked before you try to take the trainer lock out. And always, whenever you're using the trainer lock and practicing and without actually shooting, always make sure you have an arrow loaded and always make sure it's pointed in the safe direction. All right, so now that you get your tension set, we want to set our thumb barrel position to where it's not to a point where you're going to have to like really reach for it and change the position of your hand to get to the thumb barrel. So there's 3 adjustments you can do on this. One is your angle. You can take your extension and change the angle of it, which is those 2 screws in the front. Loosen those 2, then you can change the position up and down. The second one is your barrel angle position. So that one, take your screw and then you can change your barrel position here. And the last one you can do is actually change the extension length. So this release comes with a 1-inch extension and it has a 1 1/4 inch extension in the package. So to change your extension length, you're going to loosen your thumb barrel here. Now there's a locking lug on the inside of here. So if you take this out, make sure that the silver piece on the trainer lock is pointed down so that locking lug will stay in the hole. Take out your 2 screws and pick out your other extension that you'd like to use. And then when you pick up your thumb barrel, again, make sure that stays down. Put that back on there and tighten it down. Thanks for checking out the video on the stand OnneX Thumb. If you guys have any other questions or need more information, please visit us at standoutdoors.com.